gonna draw on my car with the Sharpie, and then hopefully cut off the right stuff. Yeah. So the goal is to get this done, this car back rolling and driving by the end of the month. So I picked my fiance up, took her out some sick dates in the E30, got her Miata all done. For the rear over fenders, which is what we're gonna currently work on, we gotta cut that little extra bit there so that it fits nicer on here. Right now I have the chassis cut out, see a little extra bit there, so it fits there, but I want it to fit a little bit more flush, so we're gonna cut the whole inside of the seam so it actually lays on it a little bit nicer. I'm gonna throw a piece of metal on there when I seal the inside of it. I made the stupid mistake of cutting way too much on this side, so now I have to add, I think it's like 3 inches of material back this way because I have it cut too short there. So I have to add material there to line up there. But we're doing the same thing on both sides, cutting off this little extra bit so it sits more flush to the chassis. We also do that to the side skirts, that inner line there. Basically the same thing, cut it out, make it fit a little bit more flush. So cut off this piece, grind it down that edge. So I'm just gonna make this thickness a little thinner. It's like got a little lip to it, so we're gonna cut that down a little bit. I'm gonna try to leave a lot here because these two edges are the edges of the over fender. So if I ever blow a tire, which I'm going to a lot, I don't want the tire strap to go up and break it that easily, even though it's fiberglass, it's gonna break no matter what. Am I bleeding? Why is this turning red? Oh, no, that's red. Okay, cool. I cut my thumb yesterday and I was like, sorry, I'm not bleeding. Anyway, I'm gonna sand these down a little bit to throw the card, show you guys how it looks, because I feel like this is the best way to do this over fender. Trim the inside of it to make it sit more flush, then try to make the chassis more. I kind of adjusting this instead of the chassis, which is like how I messed up. So I'll do this and then show you guys. All right, so I cut the inside of this line all the way, so now it sits actually like to the chassis. I'll just have to do the second mount like here so it holds it, and this is the part that I was talking about. I cut this part out because it wasn't fitting flush, but I actually just have to add a piece of material that goes down, because now there's a gap here and there's a gap where the side skirt connects to. So I'll have to add material here and block off the inside. The other side, that's kind of where you cut it. Then I was cutting the inside of the car so that it would sit there, but cut the outside of the lip of the over fender. It actually sits flush, so that's how you're supposed to do it, or at least how I would do it now. So yeah, just let the mount sit, make all the lines fit a little nicer. But yeah, that's that. All right, so the E30's been getting work done on it, but nothing big enough to where I was able to finish a full video. But I have finally gathered most of the parts I need to do this. So let's talk about it. All right, the big one, the full cliqtuning body kit, which for some reason was wrapped in the most amount of wrapping. This should be that cool sticker with some notes. Actually, a lot of stickers because everything came separately. Sadly, they are blue. It would have been cool if they were white or pink, but you know, it's still pretty cool. The way I'm fastening the bumpers to the car is going to be these quick disconnects. There's no mounting points because on a regular BMW bumper, usually there's like the bumpers that cover itself over the bash bar that mounts to the bash bar. So this doesn't have that. So I'm just going to use 4 for each bumper. The rear over fenders are going to get not rev nutted. What are we doing? Like inserts onto the chassis, then bumpers into those. The front replacement fenders or just have the cutouts for where you can drill the holes for everything. And then the side skirts are just going to get mounted to the side with probably self-tappers because those are probably going to get blown off a lot. That's the body kit, full cliqtuning body kit. Then I picked up a front subframe from an e36. So I stole the front rack and the front knuckle and calipers, which is allowing me to do 5x120 swap, which you can see I put on the car for test fitment. And then for the top part of that, I have a max coiling rod, max speeding rod, I think that's the brand. You know, like the really cheap eBay ones. And then connecting that coilover to the car is a SLR top hat, which you can see over here, to finish off the swap, which is how I'm going about doing a 5x120 swap. You get knuckle from an E36, bolts onto your stock control arm, and then you get a E36 coilover, and then the top hat you swap over to E30. For SLR, there's a little clearance you have to do, but I have SLR, so then I also have a whole bunch of adjustment for the end could I have with the car. But for that, you have to adjust the inner pickup point for the lollipop, which is this guy right here. So I have, get you guys under there. Let me do this. Let me make my life easier. I have this guy. SLR's lollipops, which you can adjust out. So when you do this, you can kind of see here because I'm really far back that way. You get pushed forward, and then you hit the fender, which is what I was having before, which is why I cut my fender super aggressively. So now I'll be able to adjust for that with that adjustable lollipop. So that's for the rear of the car. E36 coilover, E36 knuckle, and then a top hat for an E30. Put that together, you could do a 5x120 swap with the front. For the rear, you get an adapter that goes from 4x100 to 5x120. But I am doing SRS's rear hubs, which are just plug-on hubs for the swap. Then you could run an E36 brake rotor. And then you get these adapters that go from your pickup point from E30 to E36 caliper, which is then I picked up those rear calipers. Along with that from SRS, I got their dual caliper kit for E30 to 5x120 caliper kit. So then you just pick up another set of rear E36 calipers. Then we got bash bar. Actually, I forgot what brand this is, but bash bar, it's just a universal bash bar. I'm gonna fit so that I have a mounting point for the bumper for the front. I'm also getting one for the rear. And then for cooling, I'm swapping it from the stock E30 radiator to an E36 radiator, and then I'm doing this fan setup that I did on my E36, which was very nice. I just have to upgrade the water pump to a better style one, and then the cooling system should be all good. Then I picked up a whole bunch of E36 wheels. I got these all for $100. Like, some of the tires are already burned through, but stock E46 wheels. stock e36 wheels and then stock e34 wheels, I believe. They're all 5x120. The offsets are different. So the only thing I really have to do is get some spacers to the rear, space it out so it fits the kit better. And then for the fronts, so that I don't have the problem that everyone usually has with E30s, which is when you camber your car, or when you lower it, your car naturally cambers, and the top of your rim hits the coilover, as it's almost doing right there. So if there's any travel, I'm gonna hit right there. So you space your wheel out. On my last wheel setup, which I can show you guys on this side, to account for that, I had to use a very large spacer, which, let me show you guys how absurd this spacer is. Let's see, there it is. This big thing, absurd. So I actually used that and another one on top of that one, so that was pretty fun. Space out the front, but now it'll be a little bit more simpler with the E36 coilovers. I'm gonna actually get a set of wheels that fit, but I found all these wheels for $100 off Facebook, so I figured, why not? And then these wheels I actually just had already from the old car, so that was cool. These are 18s though. I'm gonna try to run 17s. 17 by 10 with a plus 25 for the offset, I think. Yeah, that's the car. Today I'm gonna try to work on it a little bit. Mostly just try to clean the garage out, which is why I have everything out. And then I figured while it's all out, I can tell you guys what I got.
Like my bitches dead, bullet to the head, fuck a fed, swinging on that slab, get them sprayed with the 12 gauge, coming on my grave where I lay, trick.